Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Narsumedi. I am studying in Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering, first semester MBA. Today I am going to discussing about operational research subject under the game theory, and under the game theory I am discussing about practical approaches, which are practical approaches is an exploration of a game theory with the focus on practical applications in operational research. It is only considering application oriented in the game theory, and it joins as a journey into the world of strategy and strategy decision making through the usage of transportation in the game theory. After we are going to discussing about basic concepts in game theory. Basic concepts which are divided as players, strategies, and payoffs. First, we are going to discussing about players. In game theory, we study the behavior and rational decision makers, also known as players in the concepts in the game theory. And also, strategies is very important concept in the operational research in game theory through the usage of plans of action and players to achieve their desired outcome taking into account and other players behavior. After we are going to discussing about payoffs is represent the rewards and assigned to reach players based on the results of the game theory. After we are going to discussing about the concept, we are going to discussing now application of game theory in operational research. First, we are going to discussing about marketing strategy. Marketing strategy is provide game theory. It is used to predict consumer behavior and informing marketing decisions in the marketing strategy. And after, we are going to discussing economics. Economics provide tools used to economics to study the behavioral markets and participants in the participant persons in the game economics. After, we are going to discussing about environment policy. Environment policy is very important application to the operational research through the usage of understanding how to people make decisions and relating to the environment, such as environment factors and conservation programs in the environment. After, we are going to discussing application game theory, where now we are going to discussing about case studies in the game theory. Case studies which are provided as prisoner dilemma and battle of the sixes and our Dow game is also we are discussing. First, prisoner dilemma we are going to discussing. Please, this is a classic example of game theory. The Prisoner dilemma helps to understand the behavioral relation decision makers in the importance of cooperation in the prisoner dilemma studies. After, we are going to discussing Battle of the Sixes. Battle of the Sixes is provide a game that illustrate the difficulties and coordination and importance and communication in the achievement mutually beneficial outcome in the battle of sexes. After, we are going to discussing Avak Dow game. Avak Dow game, it is an example of game theory used in the biology, illustrate behavior, illustrate regression and computation of resources. Also, it is provided. And after, we are going to discussing practice problems in the operational risk. Problems is obviously it is outcome in the every research. First, we are going to discussing first problem is resource allocation is the first problem in game theory. It is used to allocate the resources efficiently, such as allocating radio frequencies for mobile communication. After, the second point, we are going to discussing supply chain management in the management. First, we are going to supply chain management is an game theory can use to analyze the behavioral between participants in supply chain, such as relatives and manufacturing, and identify the improve efficiency and profitability in the management. First, after the supply chain management, we are going to discussing now network security. Network security is a problem of operational research through the usage of studies on behavioral and attract and attackers and defenders in the network security and behavioral strategy in the project networks from network network threats in the management. After we are going to discussing solving the solving the practical problems with the game theory. How to we are going to discussing practical problems in through the game theory. First we are going to discussing practical problem is identify the problem and after mode of the game and analyze the game. After last point is implement the solution in the game theory. After first we are going to now discussing identify the problem. First identify the problem is a basic step and it is clearly identify the problem and goals and objectives in the players involved. Through after the identify the problem we are going to discussing model of the game. Model of the game it is and provide represents and the interaction with the players and their strategies and it helps to done tools and payoffs in the matrix. After we are going to discussing model of the game, now we are going to discussing analyze the game is very important. Through the game analyze it, find and nisha equi- equilibria which is set of the strategy where no players can improve their payoff by changing their strategy illiterately. After analyze the game also we are going to discussing implement the solution is very important and it is last step for the game theory through the solving practical problems is through the implement the solution is provide players are incentivized and incentivized to the cooperate and reach mutually beneficial outcome through the coordination between the players. After we are going to players after we are going to the after we are now going to conclusion and futures of directions in the research process. Limitations of game theory it is also there and futures of directions also there. First we are going to discussing limitations of game theory. Limitation of game theory it is provide assumes the players and relations and um, have complete the information which may not always be case in the real world and also present world it provides. After the limitations we are going to know features of directions is provide about the application of game theory and it provides operational research and the more the research is needed to develop a new improvement models and better presentation in real world scenarios. Also it provides the directions through the operational research. Thank thank you for watching.